Hey, David here from Automatic. This is part one of a video series showing you around the foundation bubble template. So this video, I'm just going to go through a quick overview of all the functionality and different elements that the template comes with. And in future videos, I will dive deeper into how to do some of the setup and back-end stuff. So to get started, we have the landing page here. This is a reusable element with all of these different sections that can be edited to your specific needs. It's super flexible. We have light and dark mode. We have the ability for admins to toggle a waitlist where if waitlist is on, sign up is disabled, but users can sign up for a waitlist. That allows you to really focus on building your app, and you don't have to set up separate marketing websites anymore. You can quickly set up your landing page, enable the waitlist, publish it, and then continue working on your app's core functionality. So that's all managed from the admin portal, which we'll get to in a second. We have native chat GPT enabled, and that is accessed here. This is super flexible, and the chatbot can actually can be trained on information about your project. So you can see here, I have told it a little bit about Foundation. I basically copy and pasted all of the landing page information into the context variables. And you'll see when I ask it about Foundation, it tells me a little bit about the Foundation template, what it's good for, asked it what features it comes with, and it lists out those features. And this is all customizable in the admin portal, which I'll get to in just a second. We have multiple pre-built page elements. So you can see here, these are all reusable elements that can be copied or duplicated and used across your app for whatever reason you need it for. I'll run through these real quick. I won't describe each one, but we will continue adding more and improving these over time. Charts, basic confirmation pop-up, drag and drop functionality, an input form with all the different input types you might need, KPI metrics, a user profile page, a detailed list, and then the wait list. In addition to the pre-built elements, we have a page template. So the index page here is kind of the demo of all of the different functionality in the template. And so you can see the sidebar here. This is on the page template, and by changing one variable in the admin settings, you can determine what type of sidebar each page uses. So we have the double sidebar that you see here. We have the single icon sidebar, the single inner sidebar, or no sidebar at all. And you can actually control, based on which section you're on, what type of sidebar should be displayed. So you have the page default sidebar, and then if you want to override it for specific sections, you just set a state on this element that tells it which sidebar you want it to display. This elements list is actually a repeating group of data to determine which elements we display here. And then in the docs, these are static groups for navigation. So that is the front end. We have the ability to show and hide the sidebar for mobile and so on. So I'll show you the profile page. This is a built-in profile page, pretty boilerplate, but gives you a good foundation to give your users everything they need. This is also a reusable element that can be put into any part of the app that makes most sense, or a pop-up, anything like that. And it displays all of the current users' information. In the admin page here, we'll open this up and show you some of the admin functionality. So when you first are setting up your app, you'll come in here, you'll log in as the admin user in the database that the template comes with. And you can open this up and manage all of your branding information. So your app name, this is what's displayed across the app and in the SEO settings. You can update all the logos for light and dark mode. You can also change the picture that's displayed on the login page. So in addition to users being able to toggle their settings for light and dark mode, you're able to set the default for your app. So what do users see when they first open your app? You can default it to light or dark mode, and then you can determine whether or not you want to allow users to toggle light or dark mode. We also have a waitlist functionality that I mentioned earlier. If it's on, then when users go to sign up, it will prompt them to join the waitlist. And you can see all the waitlist signups here. Go back, if you turn it off, users will be directed to the login page where they can sign up and get access to your app. You can also update all the default page SEO settings, so the page SEO title, description, and image. And if you want to override this per page, you can do that on that actual page. But this is the information that is shared if you text the link or post it to social media and so on. And then here you can easily change your primary colors and font styles from the style section in the backend editor. Everything you see is using a predefined style. And so it's super easy to update the primary colors across your app to match your brand. You have the ability to manage page navigation. So it's what users see up on the top here. And you can manage it per user role. So user roles are standard users, admin users, which is what I'm logged in as right now. Only admin users get access to this admin page, and what logged out users see. So you can add a new link, but I'll go ahead and edit one so we can see what that looks like. If we edit the home link, you can determine the name. You can determine which user types are able to see it, and if it should be available to logged out users. And then you can determine if it is a text and icon, text only, icon only, and you can select your icon here. You can also do a button outline or a button primary. So this get template is an example of the primary button. So I'll change that back to text only. You can determine the sort order. It sorts left to right, low to high, and then which type of link you want. So whether it's an internal page, which you can select from your pages here, or an external link where you can provide a URL and determine whether or not it should open in a new tab. The internal pages, there's a workflow in the header that each time a page is opened by an admin, it will create a database item for that page. And that's what's used to determine different things like this link, which sidebar should be used, and more in the future. So that's how these page elements or page database items are created. You don't have to worry about keeping up with that in the database. You just have to open the page as an admin and it will show up in your database. In addition to being able to manage all of the user role header settings, you can select what you want to show for the logged in users in the top right. If you just want to show their first name, you can show their full name, email address, or show nothing at all, just their profile picture. And if we click up here, you can see this is where users can manage their information. We have an admin button. If the user has role type admin, they can log out. We also have built-in user management, so they can update their first and last name, profile picture, and change their email and password all from the pop-up. Other features in the admin portal include the ability to see a list of all of your active users and anyone who has signed up for your waitlist. We plan on improving this, adding some new features where you can send invitations to users. And also for users in the waitlist, you'll be able to send them an invitation and approve them for early access, but that is coming soon. For the chat GPT functionality, this is all managed in this chat section. So when you first get it set up, you'll be able to name your chat, select which model you use. This pulls from an option set, and how many choices you want the model to return for each response. So you can define your system message, tell it what its job is. Maybe it should help sell your product. Maybe it should provide more information about your project. Really anything that you want the chatbot to do. And then you include this context vars variable. So you'll be reminded if you remove it. But what this does is this tells the chatbot to go look at your variables and use that as additional context for your project. So while chatting with your users, it will have that information accessible and be able to answer specific questions. In addition to the system message, you can add other messages to show up immediately. So for example, we have this assistant message that defaults to say, hello, what can I help you with? This can be anything that you want. You can easily add more using this workflow down here. The variables, so like I showed earlier in this video, the chatbot was able to answer some specific questions about the foundation template. That is thanks to this foundation template info variable. So you can see I copy and pasted most of the index page marketing information in here. And this is what the chatbot is using as context to be able to answer questions. You can add as many variables as you want. The only limitation is the chat size of which model you're using. So if you're using GPT-4, at least as of March 29th, you're able to provide a lot more information than you are with 3.5 Turbo, but that will obviously change over time. So yeah, I'll leave it at that for the overview, and in some of the next videos, I'll dive into getting pages set up, how the workflows are working, and different backend management. Thanks, hope you like it, and if you have any feedback, feel free to reach out. I definitely want to make this one of the most valuable templates out there, and can't do that without feedback. So if you have any, I'd be very grateful to hear it. Thanks.